Today I review the Netflix sequel Baahubali, The Conclusion, where Baahubali rises up his forces to overthrow his evil uncle. But before I get started, if you enjoyed this review and you want to watch new reviews that I post every Monday and Friday, like this video and subscribe to my channel by clicking on the box right here. The magic continues in this final movie of the Baahubali story, and I am still cheesing because this is such an hilariously epic movie. Because majority of it focuses on Baahubali's father in this long flashback. I'll get into that later, but the epicness is still there. It caught me by surprise how dramatic this movie was, because it was showing how the evil uncle rose to power, and that whole setup was scandalous. Because it was one of those things where I knew what was going to happen, but how things turned out were completely different than how I thought they were going to go. And it was shocking and sad and very clever. I didn't bring this up in my review of the first movie, but I liked the cinematography. Yes, majority of the backgrounds were definitely green screen, and yes, there was a ton of CGI, but it was super colorful looking. Like, just how they made the colors pop off the screen, it would hypnotize me. I'd just be like, ooh, so pretty. Especially during scenes where there's galal, you know, that colored powder. It would get tossed up into the air and it would rain bright red or blue or yellow. It was just super beautiful to look at. And I'm a sucker for colorful movies. This movie also ramped up the ridiculousness of the action, and other characters, not just Baahubali, got in on it. Because there was this scene where these soldiers used a tree to catapult themselves over a city wall, and while they were in midair, they used their shields to form a giant ball that would completely destroy a chunk of wall, and then all the soldiers would just land on their feet completely unharmed. It made no sense. It breaks all laws of science, and it was just so silly that I couldn't help but laugh. But man, I didn't care because I was having so much fun the whole time just watching this movie. Like, it could get away with a lot. One thing it can't get away from, though, is this flashback sequence with Baahubali's father. It takes up 75% of this movie. The last movie ended with a flashback, and this one starts with it. So I forgot that this movie was even about Baahubali's son. So when it came back to Baahubali Jr., I didn't really care for him because I was with his father the entire time. I was building connections with him. It would have been better to keep the flashbacks as short exposition tools, and then if they wanted to, they could have made a whole prequel movie out of this. Or even have the first movie be about Baahubali's father, and then this movie could be about Baahubali Jr. That way it would have cut the 2.5-hour runtime to make it a nice crisp hour 45, which would have been refreshing because, like the first movie, this movie is high energy the whole time. And I love high energy movies, but I can't be energized for 2.5 hours. That's exhausting. Overall, this was still so much fun to watch. I was smiling ear to ear. I just couldn't help it. Take some time out of your day to check out this exciting sequel, because Baahubali: The Conclusion is a fun ride that leaves you excited for more. Like a roller coaster. Thanks for watching. Click right here to watch more reviews. And to see new reviews, click right here to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything.